What's happening? What's happening? This Johnny Snow back in the building. Yeah, and we finna go ahead and chop things up tonight. On 100 shots. And tonight, we just basically having like a little free fall, but at the same time, we are always gonna make room for people to send their guns up and post their guns if they want to post their guns. And here's the email that I want you to send it to is it's Johnny Snow at gmail.com. It's Johnny Snow at gmail.com. So, what we're gonna do tonight, D-Lo Jesus is gonna drop in, Santi coming in a little bit, but we're gonna let a few people get on up in this chat tonight. And basically we just finna, D-Lo said he got a couple of things he wanna holler at me about. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna go ahead and get D-Lo up in here. And like I said, Santi, she on the way here in a minute. What's going on, same OG? What's happening with you, bruh? You got 762 Willie O up in here too. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna let a few people come on in tonight too. We're gonna let some of the guests jump on up in this live tonight. But hold on, let me get this email sent out for everybody who want. If you wanna show one of your guns off, or if you wanna, you know, participate in all that you can. And matter of fact, I just put out a video today where I got a little work done to my Beretta. Matter of fact, here go the Beretta right here. Uh, that ain't really a good view of it. Hold on just a second. Let me fix that view of the Beretta. You know what I mean? Well, I'm saying Beretta. It's actually the Gerson. I don't know why I'm calling this thing a Beretta. Yeah, this is the Gerson that we got. That I did a little work, and I want to be one of the first ones to tell you that Beretta parts fit on Gersons. Beretta parts do fit on Gersons. So I actually put the put the silver slide release and the silver safety slash decocker, and I done added a O light to it and put the chrome trigger on it. And actually, I just got the breakdown lever and all that. I'm getting ready to throw on there as well. So yeah, we doing a little work on these Gersons. And yeah, so if you have anything that you want to send in, the email is it's Johnny Snow at gmail.com. Gmail.com. Let me go ahead and put that up there. It's at gmail.com. What's up, Ready Reg? What's happening with you, bruh? What's happening with you? Yeah, y'all. If you have anything that you want to send in, send it there, and we'll get them posted up here. You know what I'm saying? And so what's been happening with everybody? Is this new year treating you guys right? Hopefully it is. Hopefully it is. They were trying to work me to death. I didn't even know if I was gonna be able to go live this evening, but here I am. Here I am. Here I am. Here I am. You know what I'm saying? And tonight I actually want to talk about you know, up in Illinois, they're going crazy with these gun laws. They're making it where you can't buy stuff. Yeah, they banning certain calibers of ammunition and everything. And it's crazy to me that they believe that banning all this stuff is going to stop anything, because really, truth be told, the laws are made for the law abiding. If you are not law abiding, what you gonna stop? You ain't stopping nothing if you ain't law. I mean, only people that's gonna stop are the people that follow laws. So I do not understand why they think this is gonna stop anything. Because shoot, it's against the law to shoot at people. So what did that law stop? The no shooting and killing people law. You know what I'm saying? What did that stop? What's up, C&T? What's happening? What's happening? C&T in the building. C&T in the building. For sure, for sure. And also, let me go ahead and get this up here as well. Let me put this in. Anybody that's living up there in the Chicago area, I do want you to chime in and tell me how you think these new laws are going to affect you guys. Thank goodness we don't have nothing like that down here in the A. In Atlanta, we have similar laws to Houston, where Santi's from, where we have constitutional carry down here. We can carry our gun. We don't have to worry about going to jail because we have a gun, or worry about ammunition restrictions. We don't have any of them. We don't have where you can't buy AR-15. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you right, CNT. It ain't finna stop nothing. It's not finna stop nothing. Only people that's gonna stop doing it are the people that follow the law. If you follow the law, then all right, you now you can't have certain calibers of this, and you can only have what I think they limited the rounds to 12. So I mean, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. But I'm in the free state of Georgia, where I can have my capacity can be whatever, and whatever rounds. What's up, Chicago Mike the shooter? What's happening with you, man? What's happening with you? You need to jump on in here with me. Like I said, I got something I need to send you. I got these grips for the Gerson for you. So you definitely need to let me know where to send this stuff, so I can go ahead and get it to you. And maybe you didn't see the Gerson. Here go the Gerson. Hold on. I gotta reposition that so you can actually see it. Hold on. Let me put it in the light a little bit. Get the light on it a little bit better. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Yeah. There we go. There go the light on. It still ain't that good. I need to get the light on a little bit better. Yeah, Chicago Mike. Yeah, what you gonna do about these new laws, Chicago Mike? Where everything they done switched everything up on you, bruh. How you gonna deal with that now that they done? Now there you go. What up, Chicago Mike?
What's going on, Johnny? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, man. Yeah, I was just sitting here talking about how they done changed the laws up there where you from, man.
Man,
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
had me, shit had me sweating, man.
yeah. Well, I'm trying to figure out, how does that really affect you? You got to switch up everything that you got in the arsenal now, or can you
Well, the good
go?
thing, the good thing about it, we can keep our ARs. We just gotta register them within 300 days, which my firearms are already registered because I bought all of them from the FFL. I didn't buy them from a person.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
So,
okay. Now, what about magazine capacity? You can only have 12 in the AR now.
yep,
That's it. 12
only 12
rounds in the
rounds.
AR.
Yep.
12 rounds. All right, there go D-Lo Jeezy in the building. What's happening with you, D-Lo Jeezy?
What's going down with you, homie?
Yeah, hey, Chicago Mike. This is my peoples right here. This D-Lo Jeezy in the building.
What up, D-Lo?
Got time? What it do?
Shit, man,
Yeah,
just
we
dealing with this stupid ass band that we got.
Yeah, they done did it to Illinois. The whole state, the whole state got everything where you can only have like 12 rounds in your guns. They banning ARs, and they banning certain calibers of ammunition and everything. And it's like, that ain't gonna do. This is what I said, D-Lo. I said that the only people that gonna follow them laws are the people that follow laws.
Right.
People, it's illegal to kill people. You know what I'm saying? It's illegal to ride by and shoot at people. You know what I'm saying? There are laws against that. And what are these new laws gonna do?
It's gonna give the
I mean, see, here's my thing. The governor, he threatens the cops that don't comply to the
Uh-huh.
ban.
Yeah,
So
I saw where it's kind of like a revolt going on.
yeah, so now the Illinois Rifle
Hold on a
Association.
second, Chicago Mike. D-Lo, your mic is real low. We can barely hear you, bro.
Oh, okay. They don't want the cops to have assault weapons either.
They don't want who? What'd you say? I think he done froze up. What'd you say? They don't want
I
who
said they
to
don't
have
want the
assault
cops
weapons?
to have assault rifles either.
Oh no, the cops can
The
have whatever
cops,
they
the
want.
popo.
Yeah, they can have whatever they want, bro.
Oh, so just the
Yeah,
citizens,
it's
the
just the
legal
citizen.
citizens.
Yeah,
Yeah, cause the
the people
criminals gonna
that
still have they 30 rounds and all that though.
yeah,
Of
like I
course.
said, that's not going to change nothing.
Yeah,
They
they
gon'
gonna
Oh,
they
they
what's
gonna
gonna
up,
get
get it
they
Skillet?
where
gonna have their ways where they gonna still get
right.
Dracos, get AKs, get ARs. Come on now, like they got people on the inside that's gonna get it for them. That's not gonna
Oh
change
yeah.
nothing.
Oh yeah. Hey,
You're
Skilly, I sent you a link earlier, Skilly. If you look at your text messages, you got the link. If you want to jump on in here, and here go the link again. But yeah, that ain't gonna stop anything, man.
They
they're
gonna
punishing the wrong people.
less expensive. They ain't gonna
They're
be
blaming us for them
defend themselves
not doing the
against.
right thing.
Yeah, and how do you? Let me ask you this, Chicago Mike. How do you feel that's going to change how you move since you are from there? How that's going to change? How that's going to change your movements? Change what you do and change how you live based on these laws that they got out here.
I mean, the best thing I can do. I love I like I'm gonna say this.
Uh huh.
I love my rights.
Absolutely.
If I gotta move out of Illinois, and that's what I'm gonna do. They
You
ain't
go you go dip from the state, bro.
well look. Like okay, like so Indiana is literally right next to us. We're like 5 minutes away from the border.
Yeah.
So Indiana is way different from Illinois. You can get away with pretty much anything in Indiana.
Well, what I saw is that they're blaming. I know the government, the state government, is blaming Indiana for the crime that y'all have, saying that people can go to Indiana and buy these guns and do all this stuff and bring it in, but Indiana don't have the same problems.
That don't make
You feel
sense.
me? It
Yeah.
don't make no sense at all. What you were trying to say, D-Lo? You know what I'm saying? Your mic was real muffled, so we couldn't really hear you. I think D-Lo done froze up.
Gone.
Oh, go ahead.
The criminals gonna still have
Hey, you got right now. Your internet connection is real slow, D-Lo.
I
It's
would say
chopping
exit
up.
out and come right back in.
Yeah, that might be what you need to do. You might need to exit out and come back in. Hold on, let's see if we can get it back going. Yeah, but I think what he was trying to say, the criminals gonna have everything. All right, there you go.
Well, it's
Let's see if he didn't came back in now. All right, uh, go ahead and try to say something, D-Lo. Let's see if we got you back. I think you done froze again, bro. Yeah, you froze. You froze. But yeah, the criminal. All right. All right. Say something, bro. Let's see if you back up and running. Yeah, you froze, D-Lo. Now,
man.
what? Go ahead, Chicago, Mike.
Yeah, it's just like I mean, the best thing I got to do is just move out the state because like in Chicago, we have USPCA matches that people signed up for. We have citizens that be signing up for that. You know, I'm I signed up for a practical rifle match that's happening next Saturday. But since
Uh-huh.
this but since this ban thing happened, I don't want to be driving around with, one of my AR-15s and like, oh, I get pulled over, and then some shit gonna happen.
Well, let me ask you this. Are competitions involved in this ban? Does it include the competitions, or is it just basically, just for personal use that this ban is affecting?
Um, well, we can still keep our firearms, but it's just we just have to only have 12 rounds in the mag. So that right there is just that. I'm not sure about that one. It just confuses me.
Yeah, yeah. And
So
I think that really, what they're trying to do is make it to where, if they want to use that as a reason to mess with you, I mean, are they gonna get your gun, take your magazine out, and sit there and pop them out and count everything? All right, let's see if D-Lo done straighten it up. Hey, yeah, it look like you streaming good now, bro. Say something.
Man, I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm on my phone now, man. I don't know.
Oh, okay, okay. We can hear you loud and clear now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Well, what were you trying to say earlier?
Nah, I was just saying the same thing Chicago Mike was saying about that. The criminals, man, they gonna have their way. They gonna have a field day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
I
ain't
mean,
got as many rounds as them. You can't really defend yourself.
yeah, yeah. So what you gonna do when somebody got a 33 round magazine in their Glock? Because they like, I ain't following no law anyway. What you gonna do
You
when
gonna
you
do
stuck
whatever they
with?
tell you to do there.
hey, I'm gonna still I'm
What?
gonna still defend myself regardless.
I guess you got to get good at reloading.
See, here's my thing. Like, we were having hearings, in Springfield, and there was, I think it was one or two of them in Chicago.
Yeah.
Like the people that were spending our money on, like USCCA, CCW Safe, they weren't there,
Uh huh.
So they
and like
So
kind of just snuck it in
NRA,
on
the
so
y'all.
NRA
so
were at the hearings, but the USCCA, CCW Safe, I was told weren't there. And I'm just like, wow. So
oh,
we're
okay.
so we're coming out between $20 and $50 a month. We're paying y'all to look out for us,
Uh huh.
but y'all weren't
So
there. Hmm.
that is kind of a letdown, because if all these people are paying them all this money a month, all that adds up. So they should at least try to come help some of their clients. So I mean, it's just crazy how the solutions that they think are gonna protect people is really putting people at risk,
That what
because
they doing.
we
That what they trying to do, man. The government protecting the criminals, man.
yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
government protecting the criminals, man.
I don't understand that though. Well, I mean, why protect the ones that are out there doing wrong? But
Cause they
I,
they can
I
make more money. They make more money off of their trials and going to jail and putting them back out there and let them kill more people. It's stupid,
yeah,
man.
It's
it
all
don't make no
And then
sense. It don't make
they can't provide the protection to the citizens that they need to provide anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have your own, Second Amendment right to bear arms so you can
hmm
protect yourself, man.
Yeah, yeah. And how long? I mean, I know that response time for the police is not quicker than the response time I have with this. With that, my response time is instant. You know what I mean? But the police gonna come and take a report of what
That's it.
happened.
That's
That's
it,
it.
bro.
That's it. They're gonna come and be like, yeah, with the way
Bro,
the way.
if they come and gather all the evidence and catch the fugitive and lock him up, he get acquitted in court and get released. You see how
Yeah.
all them boys beat all them murder cases. Cause some of them get caught up, but man, they ain't got no good conviction
Did you did you hear?
rate, man. Them
There go
boys
Coop. Hold on. Let me
be
let
right
Coop on into the stream.
What's
What's going
up?
on?
What's
What's
up, Johnny?
happening with you?
What
Not
up,
much,
Scoop?
man. What's happening with you, man?
Shit, what's happening, everybody? Chicago Mike, how you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm sweating real hard, man. I'm sweating.
Yeah, I know you are. I know you are, man.
See, here's my thing.
Let me mute a
What if,
tab. Yeah, Mike, dude, I know you got to be sweating right now, Mike, with everything going
man?
on.
Look,
Go,
what if, like it's all
out,
because of what
go,
happened in Highland Park. It's
go.
all because of what happened.
You talking about the guy that was on the roof?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, shout out the parade. Yeah.
I mean, the dude knew what he was doing. He came out dressing like a woman to disguise himself.
Yeah, I saw that. I
I'm
saw
just
that.
like, yo.
Yeah, I mean, the dude had a plan, but let's face it, man. When it comes down to guns, all right, and here's something that I've recently come to the conclusion of. One, we were born with the right to defend ourselves long before the
Absolutely.
Second Amendment. If a bear is born to defend itself, so was a man. The Second
Yep.
Amendment is separate from our right to defend ourselves. Our right to defend ourselves with whatever tools we choose has always been there.
Uh-huh. Well, that's the right of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness.
Well, you got to be alive to pursue happiness, right?
Exactly. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Which applies to all of us.
Yeah, it does. See, people get this shit fucked up sometimes, and excuse the language, but we see all this stuff in the media. We see all this stuff where this happened back in this day, and what you don't realize is the government's using people like fucking puppets.
Oh, absolutely.
They really are. I watched
absolutely.
I don't watch mainstream news, but I was over at my parents' place tonight. I went and saw them because they just got back in town. And I caught a little bit of mainstream media, and all of this puppeteering. All they're doing is pushing narratives.
Oh, absolutely. Have you seen where they're trying to ban gas stoves?
Yeah.
What?
You want to know why they're trying to?
I heard that. I was just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
You want to know why they're trying to ban them? Because when they shut down all that drilling and stuff, that was our main source of natural gas.
Yeah. And they don't want fracking, nope. Because that's the main way they get natural gas. That's why America was thrust into the forefront of energy production instead of energy consumption.
Yep.
And when they stopped that, that put us at a deficit. So now it's like, okay, let's burn out the power grid and have everybody having rolling blackouts like California.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't get it. It's like where they're telling people to get these electric cars, but then don't charge your car during the day because we don't have enough power.
Yeah. That electric car, if you took it and you actually thought about it logically, that electric car is plugged into a coal-fired power plant right now.
Yeah,
that's where that electric car is plugged into because that's what's making the electricity.
Yeah,
and then they say they're going to cut all the coal power plants. Well, we don't have enough hydropower. We don't have enough nuclear power. We don't have enough natural gas because natural gas was a big thing to produce power.
Yeah,
we don't have all that. They cut our throats.
Yeah, and then really, truth be told, they don't want to do nuclear because they say that it's the dangers. But I've worked at nuclear plants, in my profession, and right now it's safer than damn near everything that's out there. So
it really is. And the waste from those nuke plants, They don't like to do it, but all that can be recycled. France has been doing it for decades.
Yeah, yeah. And it's I don't understand why the stranglehold. Why are they trying to strangle us?
There's
And
two things. There's two things there, Johnny. One leads to the other. One is
mhm,
control, and the other one's money.
mhm.
If they
Yeah,
control you, they control money. That's all there is
yeah.
to it.
I'm starting to think, and I've been looking into how like this Ukraine war and all the money that's being sent to Ukraine. It isn't actually money that's being sent to Ukraine. We're giving all this money to weapons manufacturers and sending weapons to Ukraine.
A lot of it is. We're
Yeah,
sending weapon systems to them. We're sending
so
rockets
it's
and
a money
mortars. And
grab. It's a money grab paying for who is getting the money is what you got to look at.
yep,
And the
that's it.
money is going to these weapons manufacturers and all that. They're not
Every
actually sending billions to Ukraine.
every bit of that money that's going to these weapons manufacturers, you can bet everybody who's signing off on this shit in Congress is getting a kickback off that money.
That's what
You
pork
can
is.
bet your ass on that.
That's what pork is. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? But real quick, back to Chicago, Mike. Now you say that you're not even sure how to go to your competitions and go
Yeah.
handle the things in your normal life due to this new law. So what route do you feel that you're gonna take, or how you gonna protect yourself to stay out of trouble now that this is happening to you?
Best option is best option is to move in Indiana.
Well, see, in that bill, I haven't read the bill yet. I tried to look for the text of the bill a minute ago, but from what I understand, like everything Chicago Mike has is what they call grandfathered in. So all of his 30-round mags are legal, his ARs are legal, all that thing's legal. If he can prove that he got those before the date that this bill kicks in.
Oh,
So
okay. So
so
it's
he
so it's basically a grandfather type
yep.
situation.
Yeah. As far as from what I know, and I could be dead ass wrong, but from what I
Mhm.
know, they grandfathered stuff. So anything that was purchased, anything that people had possession of before this law takes place, just has to be registered.
Oh, okay, okay. So if you wanted it, hopefully you already got it,
Yeah,
basically.
get it
Dang.
before this actually takes effect. And I don't know when this law actually kicks in.
Oh, okay,
Well,
okay.
the Illinois State Rifle Association challenged the governor to
Yeah,
court.
they should.
So let's just say if the court don't approve it, I'm like, okay, so now what? Like, is like the
Well,
bill don't count?
Well,
this
it all
should get
depends if they issue a stay on the
yeah.
bill. So if they
This
do not issue a stay, then there goes Skilly. What up, Skilly?
this should get challenged all the way through to the Supreme Court. This should make it there. The like you see some of the other things like the bump stock ban, you finally see the Fifth Circuit
It was the
actually
Fifth
say no.
Circuit.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was the Fifth Circuit.
you actually see them go, no, this doesn't make a machine gun. It doesn't fit the textual definition. So look, ATF, you don't get to make this shit up as you go.
Yeah,
If
they
you
said that the regulatory power has been abused,
yes,
and the rule-making power was supposed to be within the confines of the law, not
yep,
creating new laws.
yes,
So they're going way outside of the confines of the law to create these new laws, and that is not that is way out of their agency's jurisdiction.
yeah,
Well,
way outside.
Chicago Mike, don't feel bad. It's coming down the turnpike here in Michigan with the assault ban.
Yeah,
They
brother,
got
you
one
guys
going
gonna
here
be there
too.
shortly.
Yeah,
Yep.
got one going here. Yeah.
Okay, so what are they trying to do? What are they trying to do in Michigan, bro?
They trying to ban. Well, they trying to ban, of course, rifles. Period. AKs, AR-15.
Oh man.
They're trying to do the magazine capacity as well under that as well. And then
Wow.
the braces. So they trying to,
So
Look,
y'all
take the
need
braces off and pay the tax down.
Y'all need to come on down to Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia, Alabama, somewhere. Come on down. But
Well, I'm
see,
originally from Little Rock, Arkansas, so if I come down, it's going home. I'm going
hey,
home.
that's it, man. My parents were there just a couple of days ago. I got family in Wheatley, Arkansas, and Brinkley, Arkansas. Yep, been around.
Okay.
I've been around there plenty of times.
Now, I know that we were just saying that Illinois has the grandfather clause in theirs. So, what about what they're doing in Michigan? Are you gonna have to get rid of the hell pup, man?
I ain't get rid of nothing. I just went to go buy me a Caltech KSG. That you come in my house, that's what you gonna meet. You ain't got to worry about the strike bond. You better worry
My
about
man,
the
my
KSG.
brother. That's it. That's
Yeah.
all there is to it. Come strong.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, it's Georgia. I don't foresee us going in that direction anytime soon, especially with the way our election went. I don't foresee anything, going that way here, but it's scary to see, like two people I know dealing with this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it shows how, even though we just elected a Congress that is that's favorable to our cause, it shows that things like this can still happen, and they don't even understand that they're only affecting the law abiding.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're only affecting the law abiding. Because if people, okay, yeah, he said Chicago Mike said he'll be back. But yeah, they're only affecting the law abiding, and those who do not care about laws. I mean,
It don't affect them regardless. They don't care about
know.
No.
I mean,
look, I can go all the way back to the 1934 NFA, and I did a show on the text because they have the text of the hearings where people were testifying in the 1934 on what was going to happen with the NFA. And they said in that hearing they knew this was going to trap more innocent people than criminals.
Mm-hmm.
They knew that was going to happen, and they still
they did. And the thing is because they also know that law-abiding people pay fines. Mm-hmm. Law-abiding people pay for tax stamps. Law-abiding people pay to keep their stuff. So this is all part of that money grab we were talking about earlier.
Money and control, baby. Those two go together. Money and control. Mm-hmm. And that's what you got from government is money and control.
Yeah, money and control. And I don't get why, hold on. The same OG. Let's see what same OG say. You have firearms. If you have firearms, depending on your firearms brand, you should be able to register your guns via manufacturer. You will have your property archived through the purchase date. All right. Well, my thing is if you purchase through a FFL, then everything is already,
recorded.
Recorded.
So your sale is recorded.
I know everything is recorded in Georgia. Well, the form that we fill out has the VIN, the serial number of the weapon, and everything right there. So right. I mean, it's not like everything isn't there already.
Yeah, it's the 4473s and stuff. They're supposed to keep those on hand. Some of the stuff about the sale is supposed to be destroyed, but it should be this simple. When I go in and I buy a firearm, even if you still have a background check system, I buy a firearm, they run a background check. Every record of that, besides the amount that I paid for whatever, should go away. It should be destroyed. Now you have the ATF going to FFLs, and they're optically scanning those 4473s, and they're doing their own registry.
Mm-hmm.
And there is only one reason to register firearms for a government.
Yeah.
Only one.
We know. And my thing...
How many crimes has tracing a gun solved? Or how many has it stopped?
I mean, really, truth be told, the only thing that tracing a gun has done is, I guess, after the gun was stolen and used in a crime, they can say this gun belongs to XYZ.
Yeah.
Give it
Yeah.
back to him, or I don't even know if they give it back to him if the gun was used as a murder weapon, a
Yeah.
stolen gun. You know what I'm saying? Once your gun is stolen and used in a crime, I don't know if it's gone forever if you get it back.
That would
It's
be a
not.
good question to
Yeah.
ask somebody. I don't know.
Well, I think sometimes after it goes all the way through the process in court, where say if they've got to use it for an exhibit or something like that, I think the owner might get that gun back. But see, the government shouldn't be keeping track of serial numbers. What should happen is if my gun is stolen, I have this track of my serial numbers. And when I fill out and I say, hey, my gun was stolen, I write down my serial number. And if the police run into that, well, then they know it's back to me. That's how that should work. The government shouldn't have any of the serial numbers, period.
We know that they do, though.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And, it's like, I understand that, everybody wants to be in this safe utopian world where we're able to do this, that, and the other. But I don't think that the people who are oh, there go D-Lo, he back. I was gonna say I don't think the people that are making these laws actually even know anything about guns, let alone gun safety, let alone what people go through on a daily basis if you live in a high crime area.
They are so unplugged, even from the, because you have to know this. The legislation that they push, they're not writing that legislation. That legislation is getting written by groups like Giffords, Moms Demand Action. They're the ones actually writing the legislation. I listened to arguments probably a couple of months ago from a bill in Congress, and it was another gun bill. And it had to do with like reporting yourself to the NICS system and taking reporting yourself as mentally defective, basically, to where you couldn't own a firearm. Well, so what if a family member self-reported themselves and then 10 years later they're good, they're not suicidal anymore, and they want a gun to go hunting, and I loan them a gun. Well, I just handed a gun to a prohibited person.
Yeah.
Which makes me and them a felon.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they couldn't get that through their thick heads when someone in Congress actually brought that up. They were like, no, it won't work that way. No, wait a minute, jackass. If they're a prohibited person and I give them a gun, that's a felony.
Yeah.
They don't know how these laws work.
Well, one of the things that I am kind of curious about, like I've had people ask me, can they get a gun from me? Which is the answer is always no. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think people realize the severity of somebody giving them a gun, or letting somebody borrow one of your guns and all that. It's like, no.
I'm gonna tell you this.
That's like what, 10 years or 5 years? 5 to 10 years.
It's too damn long, is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, D-Lo? Would you let somebody borrow one of yours?
Shit, no.
Now, see, me, it's like one of my guns. It's a Remington 1100 shotgun. It's a great bird hunting gun. If you're hunting pheasant, quail, stuff like that, it's a great gun. And a buddy of mine doesn't own a shotgun like that. So he'll call me up every once in a while. He's a vet, and he'll go on these veteran hunts. And he'll call me up, be like, hey, let me borrow the 1100. I got no problems with that. I've known the dude for shit over a decade. So, yeah, here's the 1100. Now, in some cases, I may be able to get in trouble for some shit like that. Yeah. But I own the gun. I know the dude I'm loaning it to. Well, even if he snapped out and he robbed a bank with the thing, that's still his own personal actions.
Exactly.
But I should
That's
have the
just like
right
if
to
you let
decide what I do with my own property.
That's like if you let somebody borrow your car
Yeah.
and they go drunk driving and kill some people.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
It's the same thing.
What if they use your car in commission of a bank robbery? Hey, I need your car. They go rob a bank, jump in your car, and drive away.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I don't have too many friends that would do shit like that, but you know,
I
what if he hit
don't
hard?
either.
What if he hit hard times and he was in a jam and it just hit him? He was going to do it. You know, spur of the moment. I got to have that money.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Now, I mean,
Oh man, what? Hey, look though, what I think. Instead of the government beating around the damn bush, they need to, pursue the criminals. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, absolutely.
It's almost like they playing equal rights when it comes to, criminals and regular citizens. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't want to offend the criminals, so we're gonna.
You have to look at the way government operates. Look at people that have been in Congress for 30 years, 40 years. Okay, they're playing a long game. Their long game, when you watch them, is always money and power. Well, there's this thing called a firearm that stands in their way of ultimate power. So what do they do? They create a system where they can allow the criminals to run free, and then you'll have half of society run to the government and say, you need to fix this. We need to be safe. We don't need these guns. And then you give those guns away and they do like Canada. Well, we took all the long guns away. Well, handguns are the bigger problem. So now we need to take handguns.
Really, that's Canada.
They played the long game, baby. They just didn't have they didn't have a constitution to deal with.
Yeah, they don't have a Second Amendment. Yeah, they don't have a Second Amendment in Canada. So yeah, that is exactly what happened in Canada. First, they banned long guns, then they banned banned the sale of any new handguns. And then I don't know where they're at right now, but they don't look good.
Yeah, they just decided, a few months ago or a year ago, you can't buy handguns, period, anymore.
Yeah,
handgun sales are done. You can't buy another handgun, period.
Yeah, so I think it's down to like a pump shotgun. I don't even think you can buy an automatic shotgun.
Yeah,
well, if you look bolt. Go ahead.
Yeah, you look at one of the last things that was going on in Canada, and there's some guys that I follow that are in Canada. Okay, some of the most popular hunting rifles, a Browning BAR hunting rifle.
Yeah.
If it's manufactured in the United States, it comes with a higher capacity magazine, like 7 rounds or some shit. Okay, so the way Canada's bill's written, even if you had a 5-round magazine in that gun, when you ordered it with a 5-round mag. Well, it can accept a higher capacity mag.
Yeah.
So now that gun's illegal.
Oh, so anything that can accept.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Well, they were talking about where any gun that has a full auto version, they want to make illegal here in America, which in turn would make all Glocks illegal.
Yeah. Well, it would make AKs illegal.
Yeah.
And I'll show you why. Hold on, I got one sitting right here. Okay, so this is an AK receiver. This is just a receiver. This is a bent piece of sheet metal, YouTube, you bunch of douchebags. Now, this has the X and Y stamping on it. Your X and Y stamping was where like your third pin would go if you were going to run that full auto.
Yeah,
they try to say
where the auto sear goes. Yeah,
they try to say that because this had the X or Y stamping on it, that this was now a machine gun.
Yeah,
and the AKs would be illegal.
Yeah.
That's why Wasser. Well, this is another one, but that's why Wasser didn't put X and Y stamping and some of the other stuff on their receivers for a while.
Yeah.
Or there was another company. It may have been another company, but that's why they didn't put that stamping on their receivers, was to get around that.
Well, the thing is that really it doesn't matter if it has it or not. You can put an auto sear in it. It doesn't matter.
All you got to know is a place to drill. It's a simple measurement. All you
Yeah.
got to know is a
Yeah.
place to drill. On an AK, it's harder than an AR because you've got to do a little work to the interior of an AK. You've actually got to put a slot in one of the rails that your bolt rides on because that's where the auto sear operates. But it's a little bit of work. Your average person can do it with a Dremel.
Yeah. And if you're, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I remember back in the 80s when the government used to hold the person who did the crime responsible instead of hold everybody responsible for the person who did the crime.
Back
do
in the
y'all
80s,
remember?
you could buy a machine gun.
Bro, do you remember? Do you remember when your dad and your uncle used to ride around with their rifles in the back of their pickup truck window?
Yeah,
could go in the store and come out the store and their rifles still be there.
Leave the windows down and everything.
Yeah, man.
Gun sitting in the rack right behind the headrest.
Yeah, that was an actual thing you could purchase out of the store.
Out of the store, bro. And I'm talking about, man, back then they held the criminal responsible. They didn't hold the whole world responsible for what the criminal did and try to stop, stop the criminal, man. Don't stop the rest of the world, people who ain't got felonies and people who ain't, out there robbing and killing and shooting. I mean, how you gonna stop a gun lover from loving his gun just because some wacko did something, man? Yeah. And they might even actually get a wacko bond and he go do something else, man.
Yeah, same day he'll get out. Same day he'll rob somebody and go to jail. Rob somebody, go to jail. Same day, get a no cash bond, turn around that night and go rob somebody again.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I will say this. I think that it is basically us, or I won't say us as in people that are on this panel right now, but people are voting these people in.
They are.
And people are looking at elections instead of participating in them. And when you do that, that's when you end up with what you got. Like in Georgia, we voted. It's like we participated in our vote, and it's that's why we have constitutional carry now. That's why I can order anything, any type of round, really, and it'll get shipped right to my door. I can go in and get a gun the same day. I don't have to go in and wait 2-3 weeks to get a gun.
No, when that background check comes back, it's over. I'm getting my gun.
Yeah. Well,
in Alabama.
I have my concealed carry license here in Georgia, so I don't even have to have a background check. I just show my license.
Alabama got caught. There were some sheriffs that they either weren't running background checks and they were just giving people their carry permit for money. Yeah. And then some of them, they got caught on some other shit. So Alabama carry permits don't count like that. They don't count for background checks. There were a couple sheriffs that fucked that up. They were like, you got $100. Here's your carry permit.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't show my seats. I don't show my what's the name, but they do run a background check. They'll get my ID and run the background check, my regular driver's license.
Yeah.
But they won't ask you for my CPL.
Yeah, we don't do that here. If you have gone through the process of getting your concealed carry here in Georgia, then you show your concealed carry, you got a gun right then and there.
Yeah.
As long as you got the cash money, you can get it.
Yeah. Some states are like that. But like I said, Alabama fucked up. There are a couple sheriffs that got caught doing some shady shit. So I can't remember, it was in the 2000s. A letter went out from the ATF and said Alabama carry permits don't count as background checks anymore.
Oh, man. You know what, man? You know what? I like when my dog was in office. He said in one of those shootings, he was like, if a law-abiding citizen was in there with a carry permit and had his gun, it could have been prevented. My boy said that old Trump. A lot of folk don't like Trump, but my boy said if some law-abiding citizens that had carry license and had a firearm on them would have been there. I think that's when there was one school shooting where that guy came in and saved his wife and his kids, but and killed the armed guy. But like my dog say, law abiding citizens that had, carry license and had firearms, a lot of that stuff wouldn't happen. A lot of that stuff would stop because the citizen had the right to protect themselves. Like the back in the days before they had all these law enforcement agencies, when it was just one sheriff towns, you had people
What's up,
that
Smiley?
you had people that police their own communities. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, community policing is all but dead right now. Because that the person trying to police their own community end up going to jail or getting shot by the police. So yeah, that's not something that I would advise at the moment.
And then with a lot of these parents, man, you can't say nothing to their child. That's another big problem. If mine out and about and one of my friends see my kids acting crazy, snatch their ass up by the collar. And you can whoop on them, and then when they get here, they get whooped on. We don't lost that.
Yeah, they don't lost that, man.
I remember when I was growing up, I did some in a lady's yard. It wasn't no more about 3 or 4 hours down from my house. She called my daddy. I got home. My daddy said, "What you doing down in that yard?"
Yeah, the word beat you home.
Come on,
the word beat you home. Yeah,
dude. Yeah, it did.
Yeah, the word beat you home. That's how it used to be in Blakely when we were young.
Yeah,
we'll go to town. We'll go to town and man, we be doing something or drinking or doing.
Yeah,
man, we get home, man, we get our butt toe up. The word gonna beat us home.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's when you had actual parents. Your parents didn't rely on the state to raise your kids.
Raise you. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's when that's when the grandparents was the government.
Yeah.
The grandparents will tell your parents in a hurry, you better beat that kid's ass.
Our grandparents would have been like, I got him.
Hey, how many of you ever had to go out there and cut your own switch when you vote?
Yeah, cut your own.
And it better not be too little, because if they got to go out there and get one.
Oh yeah.
Hey D-Lo, you remember when I brought grandma that whole tree?
Look, listen, grandma don't want you going out there picking the wrong switch out one of her good plants or her one. She gonna go out there and she might not get that one in there.
Yeah,
you gonna get a double ass beat. You gonna pick the wrong switch.
Don't get no switch off that peach tree.
Hey, listen, my mama didn't get no switch. Listen, my mama didn't get no switch. She had a cane pole,
yeah.
A fishing pole.
She's supposed to be out there snatching brim up. She's snatching us up.
She got a fishing pole. A bamboo cane pole, tying your ass up with the hook on.
Don't be out there fishing or something and fuck up around a willow tree, because you gonna get your ass whipped to death. That willow wind gonna eat your ass up.
Yeah.
And see that's what's missing, man. These days, man, them kids had never had a good leather strap across their back.
I'll be right back.
Well, that's it.
Yeah. They ain't had no good leather strap across their back, man.
Let me tell you something. My dad took me up wherever I was. My mama did too. And once somebody would call the police,
dude,
my parents weren't gonna concerned about no police.
Police. My mom would come to the school and whoop you in front of the class. If you want to show out, she gonna come show out on you.
I remember my dad one day. I was in school. And I called him. I used to come on. Let me take you to this bathroom right quick. Toot me up. He ain't had no trouble after me after that one time.
I remember middle school. They used to paddle us with like the fraternity paddles. You would get 3 licks with a paddle down south.
Yeah.
And that broke up a lot of stuff, because you didn't want to go to the office and get a paddling.
Well, dude, you had a whole lot of stuff going on, and you had paddlings. Either that or your parents were going to get your ass.
Yeah.
You had a whole line of thinking in there where if someone was bullying you, you stood up to that bully.
Uh-huh.
You know, you may
Oh yeah.
beat me down, but you're gonna work for that shit. You know, I'm not gonna be
Yeah.
the dummy who's just gonna give you my 50 cents for that milk or 25 cents, whatever it was back in the day. You
Mhm.
might beat me like a slot machine, but you're gonna have to work for it.
Oh
And that
yeah.
solved a whole lot of issues.
It did that corporal punishment. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, but see, the thing is that a lot of these kids nowadays, they don't get the paddling and anything. They just get screamed and yelled at. That's why they
If
out
that,
be out here. Yeah, if that,
Think
but
think think about what we call it the nuclear family all the time, where you have mom, dad, you have kids.
mhm.
When you can go back to 30 years ago, where the nuclear family was 10 times more solid than it is right now, and you
Yeah,
watch that family degrade, and then you watch things like these shootings and stuff go up, well, then what's happening? It's a pretty simple thing.
it
You
really
destroyed the
is.
fabric of the family. Now you got
Family.
these little jackasses who think they get to go out and shoot shit and take their pain out on somebody else.
Well,
mhm.
and that's one of the things that really is missing. There is no thought of teaching conflict resolution
No,
anywhere. You know what I'm
no,
saying? And teaching people how to deal with, you
Their
know,
emotions.
it's nothing out there to teach people that. It's basically they just teaching people how to go, work a job, not really how to start a business, right? Really how to create credit, not really how to do anything that's really gonna better themselves. They just teach you how to go work a 9 to 5 and
well,
not really, do anything other than that.
Johnny, they
So
Yeah.
don't even teach them that, man. I get people in,
yeah.
and hell, I saw one tonight, a younger black dude, just out of high school. The school system failed his ass
Yep.
miserably because he can barely read what is on the test that I gave out tonight.
Uh,
Now I work
and
with him all day long. He's a cool ass kid so far. So
yeah.
I mean, I love him. I've only had just a couple of classes with him so far, and he seems like a good damn kid. So I'm going to work my ass off with him. But the school system, all through his life,
Failed.
failed the shit out of that kid.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Well,
they passed him, but they
Of course
failed
they
him.
passed them. Yeah.
And
well,
I
I've
say this.
schools do. I think schools get less funding when they are failing. It's like if you don't have a certain amount of students pass this, then correct
yeah,
me if I'm wrong, but that affects
no,
their accreditation
that
and
affects the
and,
money that they get.
and the money that they get. So there is more lucrative for people to just pass than to sit back and just have
Yeah,
a whole bunch of kids that fail. But
And
at the same,
I believe, it's also that institution set them up to be institutionalized because
yeah,
see, you know, most of the school systems employ females, and most of the parents' households is single mothers.
Female.
So
a lot of it.
it's nothing but feminism, you know, through the whole thing, and these little boys grow up with spoiled feminine ways, no masculinity. So estrogen mixed with that testosterone, that makes for you know
Well,
a
the
unstable man.
well,
the worst thing that's ever been taught in school systems, and I've said it many times, the worst thing that's ever happened is the left took over the school systems. When we
they
started
pretty
this,
much own it. Yeah.
yeah, when we started this stuff, when we started teaching kids that you're little snowflakes and no one knows what you're going through and everything's all about your feelings, that was the worst shit that ever happened in education.
Uh-huh. Well, when they took the real coaches out, I
Yeah,
remember our coach used to get up. And that's
yeah.
the only one that was really tough at
You
the
could have an
school.
arm
Yeah,
hanging
the
out and he
coaches.
tell you get up, walk it off.
Yeah,
Yep.
walk it
I
off.
remember my coach one time. My coach told me one time. He said, "Gone, I leave you alone with my daughter. You so damn soft." You know what I'm saying? It made me toughen up.
It will. Dude,
You leave me
Yeah.
with your daughter now. You know
this
what I'm
this shit that you can raise boys and girls the same is absolutely
No,
retarded. You
no,
can't
no, you
raise
can't.
boys and girls the same.
No.
No,
I
you
got
can't.
a
What?
daughter
I
and I
got.
got a son. I can't
Wait.
raise them the same way.
I got something I want to ask y'all. Then this is something that I got into a conversation about with I forgot who I talked to about, but you know how they have the boys competing in women's sports now.
Ain't no way.
No,
I
man.
don't.
Boy, the women playing football with the boys not yet. Or the
No,
girls.
I'm talking about if a guy takes a certain amount of hormones
Oh,
and now he is a certain kind of way that they say that it is okay for him to like compete in
No.
women's soccer or the
no.
swimming thing that happened and everything and all that, which
No.
I know that's a touchy subject, but what are y'all thoughts on that?
You can take a guy who reaches puberty, goes all the way through his teens, and give him estrogen. He's still going to be stronger than the vast majority of women. That's
Yeah.
why you see a guy who wasn't placing anywhere in the top 100 of his swim team, and then he takes estrogen, he gets on the women's swim team, and he's placing first every time.
Yeah. That's
Men
like
and women biologically are different.
yeah. That's like what Dave Chappelle said. Let LeBron put a
Dave
dress
Chappelle
on and make 1,000 points every WNBA game.
Yeah.
It's like I don't understand the logic that a lot of people are using, because it's not nothing that people are making up. It's something that you can see with your own eyes that this person is way more muscular and way more built and way more adept at what they're doing than what other people may be doing. The women may be doing. So I don't think it's fair to women, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, if you feminize, if you had most of the population feminine, they're easier to control. You ain't got to worry about them bugging. But at the same time, all of that estrogen and stuff that they feeding the people, man, it makes them unstable too.
Well, we had a conversation on like if a man isn't there to actually raise a young man, he has not had the man there to teach him like how to get your emotions in check, how to because us as men we have to our natural instinct sometimes is to just beat and just we can't just go into a rage because of the consequences of going into a
Right,
rage.
right, right. You got to
Because
teach them how to control their anger. Teach them how to
control the
control
anger
themselves.
and control how you react to everyday life. And
Yeah.
if you don't know how to control yourself, and all you've seen is like the emotional side of life and yelling and screaming and the emotional side, like I'll put it this way, your mom, she made us tough because she was I would say your mom was she didn't hit us with the emotional part of stuff. She was like, you need to toughen up, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't get that, and plus I had my pops all the way, my dad still,
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, and this right here is human nature, human law. And what they
uh-huh.
doing, they cloning a lot of people right there in your face. All right. Anytime you take any animal, and we are animals because we're not plants, so we are animals. Anytime you take any animal out of his natural habitat and domesticate him, you're cloning them. You know what I'm saying? That's just like certain animals won't reproduce in captivity. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? And you
Yeah,
taking
I
that
get what
wild
you're
out of them.
saying. They're putting people into the cookie cutter and making them act just alike, be just alike,
Well,
do everything just alike. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
anytime you take an animal out of the wild, you know what I'm saying? His nuts shrink. You know what I'm saying? Like a wild billy goat balls are way bigger balls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So anytime you take someone out of their natural habitat, which is a natural habitat is you eat natural foods
apple
out of the
juice, the
wild
only
that you
glass
get.
I got.
And if you got a natural woman and a natural man raising a natural child, they're gonna survive. You know what I'm saying? But if
Yeah,
you take one of those links out of that natural process, you know what I'm saying? That animal is not gonna survive. It might exist for a little while, but it's not gonna survive and reproduce.
yeah,
And that's
yeah.
what's happening. A lot of these little boys are getting
It's
killed at
cool.
a young age, or they going to prison at a young age, and they're not reproducing.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you this. A lot of the kids are, I think, are basically just lost, man. You know what I'm saying? They live in a digital world. They don't get out and get dirty no more. They
That's
don't get
Yeah,
out.
they've been taken out of their natural environment because see,
Yeah,
we used to be
you used to want to go outside when I was young. You didn't even want to come in the house. You was
yeah,
running
yeah,
up and down the
we
street.
fishing and throwing rocks and eating wild damn plums and
yeah.
honeysuckles and sour grass and killing
Yeah, doing
birds and
everything. Out there, just what I'm
in
saying,
nature,
really, yeah, in nature, like you said. A lot of people
getting
don't
strong, running,
Yep,
playing all day long. Now this 12 hours a day.
yep,
From
appreciate
the
that.
time the sun come up to the sun go down, you
yep.
getting plenty of sunlight. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. And now your face is in a screen. I realize that we in a screen right now, but please believe I was all out in it all day today. I make my
Running around. Your testosterone in your legs, running around, walking, and you know,
That's why you got so many kids
you
over.
sitting in there, you sitting in the house with mama, you getting estrogen.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah,
My man,
yeah.
my man D-Lo got a lot of that right. But
Absolutely.
I'll go back to the point I've hit a bunch of times, and I came to this through a very long road and listening to people like Thomas Sowell and a bunch of others. And if you don't know who Thomas Sowell is, you need to look my man up because he is amazing. But it all came down to that family. You had a dad and you had a mom. So you had a balance in your life. Generally, the moms were the nurturing one, and dad was the one that's going to tear that ass up. Now,
Oh yeah.
mine was a little bit different. Mom would nurture you and tear that ass up if she had to. I hated, my dad I could kind of fudge things with because it was dad, but mom was going to tear that ass up. But you always had that discipline. You always knew there was a line. And now you
Yeah.
see these kids, they don't have a line.
No, they don't. They don't. And
How about they
know,
tell mama what to do?
Yeah.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I've seen some of them in the past little while where they were telling mama exactly what to do. And I'm thinking I'd knock that little joker out.
You're right.
Or if it was you back in the days, you'd be knocked out.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
My mama, I've told my mama she got a hell of a right hook, and I don't know where it comes from. Because I swear to God, I have my eyes on both of her hands when I call her name. I don't know where that hand came from.
Hey D-Lo.
So,
I think okay, there you go. I was gonna say yeah, you got a little feedback coming in. But yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And also, I think that I had this conversation when Santi was on. We were talking about how men are missing in the household sometimes,
yeah.
but us as men, we need to talk to our friends that we know they ain't went to go see their kids or anything like that. We need to really try to it's like, hey man, bring them along or go chill with them or go hang it out, because sometimes we turn a blind eye to that and we don't really we need to make sure that if we want things to change, we actually got to jump in and change it.
Well,
Yeah,
you got a culture out there that that, and I've seen them for a long time. Now, they ain't necessarily cats I hang out with, but they think that them being a man means they got to bang everything with two legs.
Yeah.
And whatever kids they create, they just blast on them. They don't care.
They don't care. They move on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
One of my favorite guys when I was at a college teaching, his dad had 22 kids.
God,
Let that fit in. 22. I can't remember how many different women it was from, but 22 kids through way multiple women. And this is the older cat, because that dude right there, he was in his 20s. So he's way behind me, but his dad was probably 10 years older than me. But that's where he found his work. That's where he thought he was a man, when he was knocking some chick up.
Oh, okay.
But he ain't about to take care of it.
No.
Yeah. And that is so true. That is so true. And we get to the point to where we look at these. I mean, we all been young. We think that the count is the trophy. That's that. How many we got? Yeah, that's what makes you a man. But as you get older, and you start seeing things. I mean, really, I think it happens once you start owning stuff.
Yeah, it really does. When you start taking responsibility for stuff.
Yeah, and when I say owning stuff, I mean owning a house, owning a car, owning your own responsibilities, owning up to your own actions, owning up to all the stuff that's going on around you, and realizing that it ain't nobody else's fault but your own. That's when things start to change, and too many people don't own up to nothing. It's always because
somebody else
fault, or somebody else did this, somebody else did that. And you got to start owning. And once you start owning, things can change for you.
Yeah, dude, I had a cat in classes not too long back, and I'm getting kind of deep into it, but I taught this kid. I say kid, he was in his 20s, but I taught this kid for about a year and a half. I never heard him complain about anything. I never heard him use something that, I can't do this because of that. And I know a lot of things he had to work his ass off to get, and it bothered him sometimes.
Yeah.
I didn't find out till he was through that this kid was homeless. When he hit my program, him and his mom were living in a car. There were all sorts of things that were going on with this kid. He never used that for a crutch.
Nope.
And that shit makes me about want to cry on this stream, because that kid had the best attitude in my damn shop.
Wow.
No, wow.
He was always the one with a smile, playing music in the shop. He was always the one that I knew was going to be out there laughing and joking, and anything that affected him negatively, he kept to himself.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, that's one of the things that I live by. Never let them see you sweat. Yeah. I don't care how hard something is. I work it like it's easy, and I got my safe space at home, which that's one thing that we really need to learn how to utilize your safe space. You know what I mean? And you can't just hold it all in, but at the same time, you can't just go out and act out. Go home and decompress. And have that safe space at home. I know a lot of us are in relationships that may be somewhat toxic, and you can't talk to your mate, but you got to fix that or leave. You know what I'm saying? And get into your safe space. So it's just crazy how people don't realize how much they're tearing themselves down by not decompressing, carrying all that baggage, or decompressing right there on the spot and just making an ass out of themselves. You go ahead.
Every guy in this chat knows we tend to carry things, and we don't do a good job of letting that release valve go in the right situation.
Yeah.
Every guy in here knows that. I know it. Hell, I've been married almost 10 years now. there are a lot of things I carry that I won't say to my wife that just drive me. And
You better not say that
it's
shit.
it's just that. Well,
Yeah.
I have said some things for that I shouldn't have said. Trust me.
Yeah. See, I've been married. I've been with mine. Well, shoot, I think going on 22 now.
Yeah.
So I've been with mine for a long time. So yeah, better hold it in.
Yeah, but us as guys, we don't do the greatest job because we're, especially older generations, okay, we're always told you suck it up and you make it happen. So what? You did this, so what? You suck it up and you keep going. But there does have to be that pop off valve, that release sometimes, and we don't know how to use it real well.
No, we don't.
That's true.
I don't.
Yeah, now it's contrasted against some younger people who use it too much. They just pop off at anything.
Yeah. I mean, I was in a situation where I was at the movie theater. Me and my wife went to the movies, and my wife walked by a guy. He his shoulder kind of bumped, and and I was like, dude, you just bumped into my wife, and he decides that he want to blow up on me, and I'm like, I'm just saying, when you bump into somebody, you should say excuse me.
You know what I'm saying? It's the simplest thing in the world.
But he wants to blow up on me, not knowing that I carry a very big gun, and I am not finna sit here and
go wrestle with you.
I'm not finna try to fight somebody that's 20 years younger than me, and I said, I see that this is not finna go good. We finna go ahead and bounce. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead on to enjoy the movie, whatever, But yeah, we walking off, and he's still in the background, and I'm like, this dude just really don't know who he's talking to.
That's gotta be background noise.
Yes, you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go, because it's like and I'm like, all right, you do not. People or young people nowadays are not open to any type of correction.
A lot aren't. No.
And even if you not even being nasty, it's like, yo, my man, you just
right. I'm just asking a simple request that you just know as a youngster
to a woman. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, dang, dude,
But that comes down to we're dealing with a difference in ideology. Like us, we grew up learning respect for people.
Respect, yeah.
So if I bump into somebody, and I carry every day, if I bump into somebody, my automatic is I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But now you're dealing with a group of people that think that force or violence earns respect.
Yeah.
And that's not the way you earn respect.
And now that you say it in that way, if he had said, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I mean, I'm in my own head. I wasn't even thinking," I would have had so much respect for the young man. All right,
shook his hand and been like, "Hey, fine.
It's good." You know what I'm saying? And people don't realize that not everybody is attacking you.
Right.
Not everybody is trying to fight with you, because I am not trying to fight with no one.
I'm not fighting nobody.
When I carry, I am the most respectful person, and I will do anything just about to get out of a confrontation.
Yeah,
because I know if we went to a fight, we're throwing whatever, we're going to hit the ground at some point.
One point.
And guess what's right in front of me is a goddamn gun.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
They don't know that. And I'm old, fat, and slow. So if you punch me in the face, I hit the ground, you get on top of me. The only thing I can think of is I'm going to put one in you.
Yeah.
So
my thing is,
I'm going to give polite when I carry.
And I'm gonna give whoever every opportunity to walk away. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna try to walk away.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
Yeah, and just keep your hands off me and mine.
Yeah. Don't. like I said, it's like it's been a little while ago. I was in the freezer aisle at Walmart, and I went to take a step back, and someone was behind me, and I bumped them. My automatic response is to put my hands up towards my chest and say, "Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
You know, I didn't mean to bump you." You know, and
yes.
luckily enough, that person was like, "Oh yeah, you know," and they just, you know, sorry, it's okay, and we're good.
Yeah.
I have to watch myself in traffic, you know, driving my truck, because if you cut me off, it's gonna make me ill. I might hit a horn, but I can't be out there doing this number, you know, out the window to you, because as soon as you up the ante, well, then it's going to lead to a place you probably don't want to go.
You don't want to go there.
Yeah.
You don't want to go there. I don't want to go there.
My automatic response in confrontation, which I've taught myself out of way more fights than I've been in. Even in bars, when I wasn't carrying, it was like something at a bar. Okay, dude, I'll buy you a beer and we'll chill out. You do your thing, I do mine. That was my typical response to it. Now that I'm carrying,
well, I think you know, I think like in a lot of situations, like I'm not a little dude. I'm 6'5", 250, and it's like if I say something to somebody, I don't know if my expression is that of, you know what, but you know what I'm saying, I'm not, I just really feel that, you know, if we, I don't know, just learn how to talk to people.
That's it, talking.
Dude, you know, if people would learn if people would learn a simple phrase, "I'm sorry." If you would just learn that, me saying sorry to you isn't me like kowtowing to you.
Right.
You got to understand. Me saying sorry is okay, we're on level ground. I might have stepped on your foot. Hey, I'm sorry.
Right, my bad.
Yeah, my bad. There's no harm. There's no foul there. There's nothing aggressive towards you that you have to defend yourself against. It's just a whoops, you know.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of the times it goes back to that decompression that I was talking about earlier. You know, some people walking around here wound up so tight that they just, you know, want to let their frustrations out on people.
Well, they don't know how to decompress. You have a generation of people, actually probably two generations of people now, that were taught everything is about them and their feelings. So if they get injured in some way, then that makes it right in their head that they can take their feelings out on somebody else.
Yeah, now they're justified.
Yeah, now they're justified in it.
And that justification is flawed just due to the fact that you don't know who you messing with. You know,
in some cases, you watch like a story not too long back where they tried to carjack an old guy, and he ended up shooting one, putting lead in another one. And well, hey, older the bull, stiffer the horns, baby. You don't know who you're going to pick on some days.
That's like that guy that was in Houston. The guy in Houston that, you know, what he caught like 12 bullets because he was trying to rob the place with a fake gun.
I think he caught 9.
9. It was 9. 4, and coup de grace. Yeah. So,
well, hey, you and I both know, how long does it take to put 9 rounds in something? A split second.
A split second. Yes.
Split second. 9 rounds are going. And I can go find you videos right now of cops, body cam video of them mag dumping. And they don't even know how many shots that they took. And those are the cops. They're the ones who's supposed to know what they're doing.
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you something. I have replaced triggers and springs and everything. So they jump out real fast. So
faster than your trigger can hit.
They're
going. So people talk about, well, they put 9 rounds in somebody. Okay, you've never been to the range. You've never shot a semi-automatic gun. Just shut up and go sit down, because you have no idea how fast 9 rounds can go out.
Yeah, and if Chicago Mike's still listening, I guess now you're limited to 12, but 12 can get the job done.
Well, see,
Yeah.
Mike's magazines and his guns should be grandfathered in.
Oh, they grandfathering in magazines as well.
They should be grandfathered in. I think I haven't read the complete bill yet.
Okay.
But I think anything owned before the bill hits grandfather. But how do you tell when a magazine was manufactured? Because magazines aren't serialized.
That is true. That is true.
So you can't go in and find when a magazine was manufactured. And obviously,
I was just going to say
state lines
and buy more.
Yeah.
I was saying, same OG said that happened right there in the city. He said he over exaggerated the kill. It was straight murder. Well, the guy, I look at it as suicide for running in somewhere, trying to rob the place. And they say that the last shot he gave was questionable, but maybe the guy moved.
Dude, I haven't heard that yet. But if you pull a gun or something that looks like a gun and you are robbing me and other people, I have only one assumption. You are willing to use that on us.
Yeah.
So the minute you turn your back and you give me an opportunity,
I'm gonna hit you.
You are probably going to catch every bullet that's in my magazine. And my magazine has about 20 or 17 in it.
Yeah.
So, and I got a reload behind that, baby. So as soon as you hit the ground, I'm reloading. And if you twitch, you might catch another one.
Yeah.
I mean, there have been plenty of stories about people catching, 13 rounds and they still come at you because they're high on something. Yeah. So
I will say this. I looked at the video that Coleon the War put out.
Yeah, I've watched his a couple times.
And he said that he was saying how he thought that he only shot 3 shots on his simulated thing, but they played it back. He shot 8.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, and he shot 8, and it's like he made a very good point. When you are in that situation, you just want the person to stop moving.
Yeah,
I've watched multiple body cams of cops who dumped every round in their mag and then reloaded. And then when someone asked them how many times they shot, they went 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Because they didn't realize when they were on target, they put every round out of that mag in that person or around that person.
Yeah.
Most of them did hit everything, but they didn't realize how many shots they fired.
Yeah. They don't.
If you got a decent trigger, shoot 17 rounds, that ain't nothing.
Seconds.
Yeah.
That ain't
if you have a decent gun, period, you are dumping. You are dumping. So I get it. I understand. That what have you guys seen the video that we're talking about, right? Where the guy was in where the guy was in Houston in the restaurant and the guy jumped up.
I've been hearing about it.
Oh,
and everybody, a lot of people say he kind of went overboard, but that's quite. People say that's questionable.
If you go in a place and you are threatening lethal force to take people's property that you don't own, and you end up in the floor leaking,
that's on you.
I don't care. That's on you.
Right.
You rolled those dice.
Right. Yeah.
Well, the thing that they are saying is he shot him 4 times and he shot him 4 more as he was walking up on him. Then he took the gun, then popped him one more time in the head.
And now if you can find me video of him picking up dude's gun and then putting another round in his head, I will say that's excessive.
Yeah, that's what he did. That's what he did.
If you don't rob the joint, you don't have that problem.
Right.
So stay your happy ass out of places when you're gonna think you're gonna rob them.
Yeah. He picked the gun up and popped him, one more time.
If he picked the gun up and pop him, and there's video of that, because the last thing I heard is after the dude hit the ground, he walked around him and picked up the gun and saw that it was a fake gun, and he threw it against the wall. I didn't hear he did like the last shot to the dome.
I saw the entire video, and the last shot was questionable. Yeah,
the last shot's questionable is questionable. Yeah, and if he did that last shot where dude's on the ground and he put one in his tater, hey man, you need to answer for that shit. But ultimately, that dude doesn't get there unless the other dude robs the place.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what's the saying? You put the quarter in the jukebox, you decided to dance.
Yeah. I mean, if you break into my house, there are no cameras in my house. If you catch an extra one, that's on you. You shouldn't have broke in my house.
That's like, did you see the video where the ex-boyfriend broke down the door trying to get in, you know, and the dad
took him out.
Took him out. Dad. You know, and the neighbor came over like, he ain't moving. Because we shot him. You know,
well, you know what? But the dad told him numerous times,
I got a gun.
I got a gun.
He said, I got a gun.
I mean, you rolled that dice when you finally broke down that door and you caught them legs coming to it. That was on you. He won.
Yeah. That's like that saying, my front door ain't for my protection, it's for yours. Yeah. So if I lock my front door and you come through that front door unasked and without permission, whatever happens on the other side of that threshold, that shit's on you.
Yeah. What they say, the other saying, before you break in my house, drop to your knees and make your peace with God. Because you getting ready to go see him.
You meet him face to face.
Yeah, because that all falls back to nobody. Well, I can't say nobody, but none of us here want to kill anybody.
No,
nobody. I don't want to be a part of death. You know,
I don't want to hurt. Now, you know, I hunt, I kill animals for food and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt a single person on this planet. I mean, there are a few exceptions. You molest my kids, I am going to get to you one way or the other. You're done.
You done. Yeah.
Hang it up. Whether I got to do it close up or 100 yards out, your ass is done.
Yeah.
There's exceptions to every rule.
Leave the babies alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in general, I don't want to hurt anybody.
Exactly.
You know, I will talk to anybody. We can have conversations. I might not agree with you. I might tell you you're a fucking moron, but it doesn't mean I want to hurt you.
Exactly.
Now, you know, hardware is hardware, and I got some hardware. If you threaten my family, you threaten me, and you are a viable threat, well, then I got a way to defend myself.
Yeah. And a lot of people got to realize that words don't matter.
No, they don't. And we need to understand that.
Yeah, people need to understand that words do not matter.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying?
The ACLU, the American Civil Liberty Union, they defended a KKK march through a primarily Jewish part of a town. They defended that shit because they understood at the time the words don't matter. Unless you put your hands on me, unless you are a viable threat to me, you can say whatever you want. I don't care. I am a free speech absolutist as much as I am a 2A absolutist. So say what you want. You can talk about my little short fat white hobbit ass. I do not care. Talk about my mama. She'll probably beat your ass. I don't care. And it should be that way. Yeah. Now, if you use force, now that's a different story.
Absolutely.
Force is different.
And people don't realize that. Yeah, people don't realize that. And people just don't have an off switch, and it's
Some people don't. I
uh
laughed. It's been years, a few years ago, 6 years ago, yeah, at least 6 years ago. I was talking to some guys. I was running late to work, and I was talking about the town I had to go through. And none of them sons of bitches can drive. They're the worst drivers in the world. Now, there was a guy down there who lived in that town, and he took umbrage with that shit because I was talking about his town. Okay,
wow.
so what? I'm
Man,
talking about your
talking
town.
about the town.
Yeah.
You know they can't damn drive.
Yeah, you live there, brother. You know they can't drive. Okay, these some bitches took a probably 15-minute drive and turned it into 45 minutes because they're reckoning they can't drive. You know that town. So why are you beefing up on me thinking, oh, well, I'm talking about your town and you want to fight? No, you know them. Mm-hmm. Hell, you're probably one of them. You just got to work before I did.
Yep.
So get over that shit.
People don't get over nothing.
No, man, they don't.
People are crybabies, and people just like D-Lo said earlier, don't know how to handle their emotions.
No, they don't.
It's just sad, to be honest.
Yeah,
but what I was gonna say is we done took the hour-long show to an hour and a half. So
I love being on with you, Johnny.
Hey man, I love it too. We have great conversations, and it is
Tactical.
Always
love you, man.
Man, love you too, brother.
Hey, and I'm gonna try to do this on Wednesday. Just get it regular.
Yeah, man, hit it up, dude.
Yeah. So you got an open invitation to join us, man.
Hey, anytime, man. I love. That's we were talking on I think Tactical Turkeys not too long back. If you don't follow Tactical Turkeys, look them up. Bunch of good dudes. Kicking Up Dust, Big Fish Little Boat. I can't remember who all's there, but if you don't follow Tactical Turkeys,
Tack Life J.
Yeah, Tack Flying J. Yeah, look those cats up. Tactical Turkeys are good dudes. And we were talking the other night. That's been the best thing about YouTube in the last year, or one of the best things about anything in the last year is being able to connect with everybody that's, Johnny, you ain't far from me. I'm in freaking Seal, Alabama. I can hit Atlanta in about 2 hours.
Oh, okay. So have you ever heard of Blakely, Georgia?
Yep. Dude, I've been through there a few times.
That's where I go do all my outside shooting at.
Yep.
We got family property down there, and I'm how far is that from you?
Blakely, I'd have to look it up, but I almost guarantee you Blakely ain't but about an hour and a half from me. If that.
Columbia, Alabama.
Yep.
It's probably about 15 minutes away from Columbia, Alabama.
Dude, so if you're in that area, Fort Benning, Georgia.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I lived there for a while.
Yeah. I can hit the back gate of Fort Benning, Georgia in about 17 minutes on the Alabama side. So you know where I'm at. I ain't far.
Okay, yeah, you're not far at all. I actually had a big project at work that had me off of Cusita Road.
Cusita Road, yep.
They had me down there for about 3 months one time down there at Cusita Road. They actually building that area up.
They are, dude. That area, Columbus has changed so much in the last few years. It ain't even funny. So dude, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Well, we're gonna come back here next week and continue all these conversations.
Yeah, man.
I think these are great conversations, and it gets it anything that inspires thought, and just really, and we're gonna hope that Chicago Mike gets everything squared away there, and hopefully the lawsuits that are going on gets him out of the pit of depression that they're trying to throw everybody in down there,
and that shit's gonna be challenged in the courts.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be challenged. It's definitely going to be challenged, and I'll let you and Skilly get some last words in. You know, what do you want to close out with? Yeah.
Well, I'll close out very simple. Don't believe the media hype.
Mm-mm.
Things
Don't.
between us, any kind of people who believe in freedom, are a lot different than what the media puts out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because whether
Absolutely.
you're into guns or whether you're just into freedom, we deal with a lot of preppers and all kinds of stuff. If you believe in freedom, we can get along.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
don't buy
Absolutely.
into the media bullshit.
Absolutely. Yeah. What about you, Skilly? What do you want to leave everybody with?
Um, I want to get into really about the shooting that you was talking about with the young man. And
Mm-hmm.
come check me out Sunday. Sunday is, since you said it, it's gonna be real interesting. How many rounds do you really need
Hey,
in
Okay.
defending yourself and others around?
Tat, can you throw
Uh,
your channel in the chat real quick so everybody can see it?
yeah, I can throw it in there.
Yeah, do me a favor and throw it in because I want to jump on it.
Okay. Yeah. So it's pretty much gonna talk about truly, and it's no right or wrong answer. It's just I want to see people's perspective on
Yeah.
um really how many rounds does it take to defend yourself, and that's a tricky situation because, and I'll tell you where I got that from. There was that video in Atlanta with an old girl. Her and a friend was
Mm-hmm.
coming home, and the two girls came down the steps
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
she
in
beat
the
them up.
breezeway. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
she ended up doing 10 rounds just to scare him, but she ended up hitting her by once or twice. So
Yeah,
it's a real
she hit
interesting
her in the
conversation.
leg.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
a real
Yeah.
interesting conversation because a lot of people think they John Wick out here, and maybe I need 3 rounds. You like you said, you never know when that situation hits how many rounds you gonna squeeze off. So that's
Yeah.
what I want to leave with. Come see me Sunday. Bulletproof Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern time. We're gonna have a nice discussion on what people think and how people think these days.
Okay. Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I guess I will leave everybody with you know, just find you somewhere to decompress. You know, don't carry all your stress with you all
No.
day, every day out there. Find, in I know that I grew up in the church, and I believe that a lot of times you can find that decompression, when you go pray, when you go do all that, so find what it takes to get your decompression, and don't just walk around mad. There's too many mad people out here. It's like,
You ain't lying.
there's too many mad people, So, with that being said, thank everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Thank everybody for tuning in.
Yeah,
And I
man. Thank you
appreciate.
for letting me jump in.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate the panel and everything. And, we finna go ahead and clock on up out of here. Johnny Snow up out of here.
We out.
All right, I'm pasting it now.